And now some teachers at Riverside High say they're scared to go to school. Buffalo School Superintendent Amber Dixon will be meeting with News 4 tonight to talk about the issue. Another story we're following tonight, the families of Flight 3407 say they have evidence showing Captain Marvin Renslow never should have been in that cockpit on that tragic night. Did Colgan Air hide the truth?
Our investigative team has been digging for answers since day one. And on Friday, WIVB.com was the first to report shocking new evidence presented by the victims' families. News 4 investigative reporter Luke Moretti brings us the latest tonight. Luke?
Yeah, newly released emails centering around the pilot of Flight 3407 are raising new questions about what was discussed internally and what federal investigators were told. Last week, a lawyer for families suing over the deadly 2009 plane crash told News 4 that they can now prove what was always suspected.
These emails prove that Colgan was aware that Marvin Renslow was not qualified to fly the Q400 plane.
The August 2008 email exchange, only 6 months before the crash between senior Colgan Air officials, indicates doubts about Captain Marvin Renslow's ability to fly the Q400 plane. Anyone that does not meet the MINS, minimum requirements, and had problems in training before is not ready to tackle the Q, wrote Harry Mitchell to other senior managers.
The last conversation is he's off the list. And then the top guy says, great, thank you.
And a month later?
And a month later, they promote him.
The top guy that attorney Hugh Russ is referring to is Harry Mitchell, former vice president of operations for Colgan Air. In May 2009, Mitchell testified before the National Transportation Safety Board about Renslow's ability.
All I can say is Captain Renslow was fully qualified to captain the aircraft.
But that's a sharp contrast from the email exchange in 2008, in which he tells Colgan's chief pilot, great, thanks, after learning that Renslow was taken off the list of pilots upgrading to the Q400. The company maintains that Renslow was properly trained, certified, and qualified. Attorney Hugh Russ is not convinced.
Colgan is not able to prove that Marvin Renslow underwent any kind of remedial training or other special training that would have changed him from a position of not being qualified to being qualified.
Now, CBS News is reporting that those internal emails were not provided to the National Transportation Safety Board during its year-long investigation of the crash. We have calls into the board. Meantime, Senator Charles Schumer says it's clear that key details fell through the cracks during the investigation. Luke Moretti, News 4.